3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. 8th graders, we're so excited to have you here today. We are meeting. You're probably wondering why. Hey, you're a pro at this already. Absolutely, we understand. However, this is going to be a very different school year for you, and so we are here to let you know what to expect. You should know me by now. My name is Joanne Lagande. I am your building principal.
Good afternoon, my wonderful 8th grade students. I am Dr. Ballard, your 8th grade assistant principal.
Hello, 8th graders. Mr. Porciello, 7th grade assistant principal. Welcome back and can't wait to see all of you, whether in person or remotely.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ms. Perez, and I'm going to be doing a social worker with you guys, and I'm very excited to meet you all.
And hi, everybody. Nice to see you again, or at least for you to see me. Glad to have everybody coming back. You may remember me, some of you, Dr. Mcginn, the 8th grade psychologist. So I look forward to working with you again this year. We have our usual guidance department team with the wonderful new addition of Ms. Perez, who will be taking the place of Mrs. Nyland, who retired. But as you all know, we have 4 guidance counselors and 2 psychologists and a social worker to assist you as needs be. Some speak English only, some speak both English and Spanish. And this is going to be a different year. None of us have ever done this before, so we're all figuring it out. But we have a great team. We have your families and your guidance counselors and the administrators and the teachers and yourselves. So we're going to figure this out. If it's in person or remote or on Zoom sessions, we'll be carrying on to provide guidance support. So let's fingers crossed for a nice, successful school year.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mrs. Raleigh. I'm the 7th grade psychologist, and I will be assisting Dr. Mcginn in helping prepare you for Freeport High School. This is going to be a different year, but we're going to try to make it a fun year and one that we will always remember. Looking forward to meeting you guys as 8th graders, and we will be seeing each other soon. I believe we are going to be seeing you next Friday on the computer to start to kick off your school year, but we'll hear a couple more of that information as this presentation will start in just a minute. Para todos los estudiantes y padres que hablan español, yo soy la señora Raleigh, la psicóloga de 7º grado, pero yo le voy a asistir al Dr. Mcginn, el psicólogo de 8º grado, para preparar a sus hijos para el próximo año, que es Freeport High School. Si ustedes tienen cualquier pregunta durante la presentación, por favor texten las preguntas para que podamos, porque la directora quiere revisar todas las preguntas que ustedes tienen y darle las respuestas lo más pronto posible. Bienvenidos para otro año. Hasta luego.
Buenas tardes y bienvenidos. Yo soy la señora Elsie Gutiérrez y soy consejera del 8º grado. Estoy muy feliz de estar aquí compartiendo esta tarde con ustedes. Nosotros estamos trabajando bien duro para que los estudiantes y los padres se adapten y se sientan cómodos usando las máscaras, manteniendo distancia y también con el sistema nuevo que tenemos de clases, que es nuevo para todos. Desafortunadamente, eso es nuestro estilo de vida nueva que tenemos ahora. El virus ha cambiado muchas cosas en nuestras vidas, pero lo que no ha cambiado es la importancia de la educación, ¿verdad? Yo ya los conozco por 2 años, yo sé cómo ustedes trabajan y yo, si están aquí en persona o en la casa, en la computadora, yo los voy a estar viendo y observando y siguiendo. ¿Ok? So, quiero que ustedes sean responsables y se mantengan enfocados en sus escuelas, en sus clases y todo lo que se trata de sus escuelas. Son señoritas y caballeros. Tienen que ser responsables en sus clases. ¿Está bien? A padres les pido que sean pacientes y que trabajemos juntos para que nuestros niños tengan éxito. Quiero decirles que estoy enteramente disponible para ustedes. Conferencias de padres serán por la computadora o por teléfono. Ustedes siempre se pueden comunicar conmigo. Por favor, me llaman o me mandan un teléfono electrónico. Les deseo un día bueno y un año exitoso. Muchas gracias.
Good afternoon, 8th graders. Isn't it great to be in the 8th grade? You worked so hard last year during this terrible pandemic, and I know you are all looking forward to having a wonderful year. Yes, again, this is going to be different than it was last year, okay? But together we will work through everything to make sure you have a very successful year. I will be working with you, your parents, and your teachers to make sure that you are successful. We do need your cooperation, making sure that if you are coming to school, that you do wear your mask, okay? And you follow the rules and regulations that are here to make you safe. We ensure your safety, okay? It is very important that you attend to your work, make sure you get all of your assignments done, okay? There'll be times when I hope I don't have to call you to tell you to please get your work done, okay? This is necessary for you to be successful. What we want is for you to be safe and successful. 2 S's, okay? But we also want you to have fun. We know there are a lot of things that you would normally be doing during the day in school that you're not going to be able to do. And it's not okay, but you know what? We can deal with it. We will survive it. Okay, and when you're able to go back into classes as regular, you're going to have a very successful year if you do what you need to do academically. As I mentioned, I will be working with your teachers and your parents, or at times I may have to call your parents, okay, to convey to them some issues that the teachers may have. Please, if you have an issue, I want you to reach out to me. You need to reach out to all of the members that are here on the staff, okay? Because we do want to help you, and we want to make sure that during this very unusual time that you are very successful. I hope you have a wonderful year, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Interpreters?
Hi, my name is Suzanne Dooley. I'll be one of the interpreters today.
Hi, my name is Judith Rakovich, and I will also be interpreting today.
Thank you so much for joining us. And 8th grade students, this is not new to you. Dodd is your home and will always be, whether or not you're working remotely or you are working in person. So let's see Dodd Middle School, Dr. Ballard. Do you remember when you first walked into these doors? That's right. At Dodd Middle School, this hasn't changed. While we're undergoing many different changes, right, in our world today. We're dealing with a lot of different challenges. However, one thing has not changed, and that is what we believe and who we are. At Dodd Middle School, we are kind, we work hard, and we dream big. And so if you have not been kind to yourself, think about it. Have you been kind to yourself during these times? Have you been kind to others? What are you doing to really take care of yourself? Self-care is so incredibly important as you prepare to come back to school, online and in person. Are you working hard? Remember, in order to get the results that you want, you must work hard. You know, in our last session with the 7th grade students, Mr. Salcedo shared, listen, it doesn't happen magically. We wish that we'll get that 100 just magically. But guess what? We can't get the 100 magically, right? We have to put in the work. And this year will look very different than it did from March to June. March to June, you had a different schedule. This year, you will absolutely have an online and in-person schedule that is bell to bell. Okay. And of course, what would life be like without dreaming big? It's so incredibly important that you set your eyes on the prize. You remember, you think about what it is that you'd like to accomplish at the high school. Can you believe it? A year from now, you will be heading to Freeport High School. And so continue to dream big and set your eyes on the prize. So many of you may be wondering, or you may already know, when is the first day of school? The first day of school will be September 4th. However, it will not be in person at Dodd Middle School. It will be in your own home via remote instruction. The start date is changed from September 1st to September 4th. The first in-person day will be on Tuesday, September 8th for cohort 2 and Wednesday, September 9th for cohort 1. So based on the later start date, schools will now be open for remote instruction for all students on Tuesday, November 3rd, which is Election Day. And now Mr. Porciello will review your schedule with you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We would like to first and foremost say that we will be following a bell schedule, just like we did last year, as you did last year while you were here at Dodd. Whether you're in person or remote, you will be following the same exact bell schedule. You're going to arrive to school between 7:30 and 7:55. You will be in your homeroom class at 7:55, and homeroom will consist of the Pledge of Allegiance and the announcements, and we will be continuing our breathing meditation from 7:55 to 8:05. So whether you're in person or remote, you will all be in your homeroom class at 7:55. First period this year will start at 8:05. Each period this year will be 41 minutes in length, and we will have 5 minutes in between each class for passing of classes if you are in fact going to be moving from class to class. Now, if you're home, you will have those 5 minutes to go use the restroom, take some water, take a break, do what you need to do. But when second period starts at 8:51, you will be on your Google Meet, or you will be in your second period class ready to work for period 2. We will follow 8 periods again this school year, so periods 1 through 8. 8th period will end at 2:28 in the afternoon. At that time, 2:28 to 2:45, we will be doing dismissal slightly different than we did last year. This year, dismissal will be done classroom by classroom, so we limit the amount of students that will be walking the hallways and leaving the buildings through the various stairwells. Your class will be called down, and then your teacher will bring you down to the exit doors. Our schedules have been designed for limited movement throughout the building and keeping students in the cohort model, which we will go over in a moment. We also will, like I said, have 5 minutes during in between each period for passing of classes. And here's a new thing. All students will be receiving a meal during 4th period. 4th period is an hour and 1 minute long. 8th graders will be eating their meal in their 4th period classroom from 11:04 to 11:24. So that means 4th period starts for all students at 10:23. At 11:04, a meal will be brought to the classroom, and you will be able to have some downtime in the classroom and enjoy a meal. For students that are remote, that's your time where you can go grab something to eat, take a break, take the 20 minutes, and then the 5 minutes in between. But you have to be prepared to be for 5th period in your 5th period class, whether remote or in person, at 11:29. Freeport Schools has adopted the hybrid model. So for those students that will be joining us in person at Dodd, you will be assigned to an 8th grade team and a cohort. So let's go over the cohort model. If your last name starts with the letter A and goes through Lopez, you will be coming to school on Mondays and Wednesdays. If your last name starts with Lopez Aviles through the letter Z, you will be joining us in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, when you are not in school, so for those students who are in person Monday and Wednesday, on Tuesday and Thursday, you will be following your bell schedule and you will be joining your classes remotely on Google Meets. Once again, when you are not in school, you will be joining your classes on Google Meet, the same period you would normally have it while you're here in school. Fridays are going to be used for synchronous and asynchronous learning, meaning your teachers will be able to set up extra help sessions, small group instruction, individual outreach will take place, and it's your opportunity to make up some missed work that you might have missed throughout the week or catch up on anything that you might have had a little bit of difficulty with.
The interpreters are going to switch. You want to give us a second? We're good. So you want to pin Suzanne? Thank you.
Dr. Ballard, if you can click on Ms. Dooley so she can be pinned. So the reopening plan for Freeport schools using the hybrid model. Cohort 1, like I said, will meet on Monday and Wednesday, and you will log in remotely on Google Meets to their assigned classes on Tuesday and Thursday, and vice versa for Cohort 2. Tuesday and Thursday students must log on remotely to Google Meets to their assigned classes on Monday and Wednesday. Some expectations for the hybrid learning model. Students are expected to follow their assigned schedules in our hybrid plan, whether you're in person or going to be home learning virtually. When you are on your virtual days, students should log into their Google Meet sessions assigned by their teachers according to their schedule. While on your Google Meet session, students are expected to have your cameras on and your mics should be muted. Attendance is mandatory, both in person in the building or virtually from home. Students are expected to complete all assignments provided by their teachers, and students must adhere to all due dates and grading policies.
Okay, and call Alex.
So let's take a look at a sample schedule. If you are going to be remote learning, meaning you are not coming into the building and you will be logging into Google Meets every single day to get instruction, here's what your schedule is going to look like. At the top of your schedule, on top of all your courses, it will say Remote Instruction Daily. That is your reminder to see that you will not be coming into school, but rather you will be logging into school from your Chromebook into Google Meets. Period 1 starts with science, and you notice the room number says online. You see your teachers on the far right-hand side. We have the days that you're going to meet, day 1 or day 2, our period, and your class names. So we go from science to math, Spanish, English, social studies, art, phys ed, technology. All your courses are going to be the same. Whether you were going to, if everyone was back in school and you were all here in person, our courses are our courses, science and math and social studies. Now we're just offering you a section if you're going to be home. We are offering you a section to work remotely or virtually, and your teachers will be there to teach you remotely.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. We are making sure that the interpreter can be seen.
Can we see the presentation also? Okay, so now back to our schedules. If you are in person, you will see at the top of your schedule on the top of your courses, you will see what days you will be here in person. In person Tuesday and Thursday is highlighted on this particular schedule. And notice all of those courses are still offered, whether it's Spanish or math, English, phys ed, art, family, consumer science, social studies, and science. Your teachers' names are located on the far right-hand side. Next to that, the days of the week that they're being met. Now notice, this child, this student, has math in room 234, periods 2 and 3. All 8th grade students will have built into their schedule a double period scheduled with one of your 4 core academic areas. So whether it be math, science, social studies, or ELA, you will remain in that classroom periods 2 and 3. One thing to note, if you are in person, we have limited movement throughout the building. So you will be staying primarily in the same classroom for the entire day. That's different for phys ed, art, family and consumer science. You will be traveling to those classes. You will be traveling to those classes and only to those classes, and then returning back to the classroom that you started the day in. Please note, any parents that are online or any students that are interested, your schedules will be available on the parent portal on Monday, August 31st. Once again, all schedules will be available on the parent portal on Monday, August 31st. A hard copy will also be put in the mail for you.
So again, good afternoon to all of you wonderful 8th grade students. I cannot believe that another year is already upon us. And last year was definitely a challenge, but there's one thing that you guys proved, and that was that you are resilient. So we're going to stay with that for this upcoming school year. As you remember from last year, our primary platform that we used for our learning strategies was the Google Classroom platform. Just to review a few things regarding Google Classroom. Students are expected to log into their accounts daily for each class. Attendance and coursework is all tracked through Google Classroom. And students should check their email on a regular basis for information and updates. If you recall, when you open up your Chromebooks and you're on the Google platform, in your top right-hand side where you see the tiles, where the red arrow is located, there are several tiles that will pop up: Google Docs, Google Forms, your Hangouts, and of course, Classroom. That is where you will find, if you click on that, you will find all of the Google Classrooms that you will need to have access to. And again, as you can recall, there were 3 different ways to join Google Classroom: receiving a class link, a class code, or receiving an invite through your Google email, your .com email. You must join Classroom with the account information that was provided by Freeport Public Schools. You should have a separate classroom for each of your classes. Once in Google Classroom, you manage all of your assignments. Remember, you must do more than just complete them. You must submit them to the teacher. That is a huge, important step. Once it's complete, you must submit. And your teachers here will use many different platforms with Google, but most importantly, Google Docs, Google Forms, and Google Slides. Academic expectations, and this is for both our in-person or hybrid students as well as our virtual students. All students, whether in-person or virtual, are expected to follow their assigned schedules. Attendance is taken daily by teachers for Google Meet sessions and in-person. All student absences must be reported to our attendance office, and the phone number for that office is 867-5295. Attendance is recorded in our school tool system on a daily basis. Students are expected to complete all assignments, classwork, homework, assessments, projects, and etc. whenever assigned. Students are to come to class, whether in person or virtual, prepared for learning. While on Google Meets, students are expected to have their cameras on and mics muted, unless otherwise directed by your teachers. And Fridays, as Mr. Porciello mentioned, are days that we are working asynchronously. You may have extra help or small group instruction, but any work that is assigned must be completed and submitted to your Google Classroom in order to receive credit for the class and to have your attendance taken. Health and safety. We mentioned before the presentation began that this year is going to be a little different, but we're going to get through it all together. Our mantra, especially with our health office, is that when you're feeling sick, stay home. Some of the symptoms that students may feel throughout the school year would be cough, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, fever, chills, repeated shaking with chills, runny nose, sinus congestion, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, fatigue, GI symptoms, and even a loss of taste or smell. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, it's so important to make sure that you communicate that with your parent or guardian, and then you can take the next steps. So as mentioned, many of those symptoms possibly could mean that you are sick with COVID-19. So again, it is so important that you make sure that you are having an ongoing, communication with your parent or guardian to talk about any of those symptoms that you may have. If you do have any of those symptoms, it's so important for you to make sure that you reach out to your personal health care provider. Your health care provider will work with you and your family to determine whether or not you need to be tested for COVID-19. For staff or students who may have had a positive COVID-19 test, in order to return to work or school, a record of an evaluation by a healthcare provider must be submitted to the school, in addition to a result of a negative COVID-19 test, a record of symptom resolution, and in the event of a positive COVID-19 test, a release from isolation as well. Some really important information also is just remaining that we keep our social distancing, make sure that you cover your nose and mouth if you sneeze with a tissue, and throw the tissue out into the garbage immediately. The biggest is washing our hands. That is so important that we are washing our hands on a regular basis. And I know Dr. Lloyd mentioned it, but wearing a mask when in the building is important, especially when social distancing is not applicable. Arrival and dismissal will be a little different for you all this year. We have 4 main entrances that students will be assigned to when coming to the building. At each one of those entrances, we will have health and wellness checks that are conducted by our staff and personnel. In those health and wellness checks, students and staff will both undergo temperature checks daily. There will also be a staggered dismissal for all students.
So as we continue, it's really important that you ensure that your Chromebooks are working. So every single person in the Freeport School District has been given a Chromebook, including all of you. So you're expected to bring your Chromebooks and chargers to school and other equipment as well. Please remember that you are responsible for your own belongings in and outside of school. If you're having any technical difficulties at all, please go to the Freeport Schools website and complete the Google Doc form. We have been getting so many questions about school supplies. Well, guess what? Your Chromebook is your biggest school supply. So we encourage all of you to take notes on your Chromebook using Google Docs and engaging in all of the different activities that the teachers have. However, if you're a pen and paper person, like I am as well, we encourage you to get 1 3-inch binder, 10 dividers, 10 sturdy pocket folders, 4 packages of loose leaf paper, enough pens and pencils to last the year. Even at home, while you're completing your work, you may want to write things down. It is a different experience writing things down than it is typing it out. So it's really, really, really up to you. Now, in some of our classes, calculators will be needed and will be distributed. And so please know that whether or not you're in remote instruction 100% or you're coming in the hybrid model, calculators will be made available to you. We will send out a schedule to notify you when to pick up your calculators. Parent communication is so incredibly important to every single one of us. And so please, 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 if you have not signed up at the parent portal, go to the Freeport Schools website and sign up now. It's on the upper right-hand corner of the website. That is how you will be able to engage with us and really see your schedule as well. Again, schedules will be available at 10 a.m. on Monday morning. Google Classroom Guardian feature. Every parent, once you provide us with your email address, you will be receiving an invitation to Google Classroom. And so you will be able to receive email summaries that include missing work or work that's late at the time the email was sent. Of course, we are absolutely always available to answer your questions. Please, if you have any questions right now, please put them in the chat. If you have any questions or concerns, please call the building, 516-867-5280. My direct number is 867-5286. We have Mr. Porciello. The whole team is available to support you during this transition. Again, 8th grade students, can you believe it? You are practically seniors in the building. You are the leaders in the building. Again, whether you are learning from home or you're learning directly from school, please know that it is important to be kind, work hard, and dream big. We expect you to log into the class from home if you're working remotely every period. Okay, you are following the same exact schedule. We miss you so much. We miss seeing you in the hallways. For those of you who are coming in, we cannot wait to see you. Of course, as we've said in the presentation, things will look a little bit different. We will have sanitation stations all throughout the building. We will have one directional hallways. And so things will look a little bit different, but what will be the same will be who we are and what we do. And of course, at Dodd, we're kind, we work hard, and we dream big. And you are absolutely the reason why we do the things that we do. I see a lot of questions here in the chat. So someone's asking about sports, Dr. Ballard.
So sadly, our sports Section 8, which is the Association for Nassau County Schools, has suspended all athletics, both contact and non-contact sports through the rest of this year, through the rest of 2020, and will be reevaluated for the second part of our school year of 2021.
Okay, thank you so much. Someone else asked, I would like to know how pickup would work. So what we encourage you to do, similar to last year, is really make arrangements with your child. Exactly where would you like them to meet you? Because each group of students will be exiting the building through different doors. And so based on their classrooms, and once they get outside, they'll be able to meet you at your designated location. The question is, will there be after school? No, at this time, our school day will end at 2:30, and between 2:30 and 2:45, we will be dismissing classes by classrooms. And so that will take that remainder. However, what we will have available is on Fridays, we will have extra help available for you. It will be done virtually through remote instruction with your teachers. What time does my child who is in remote learning have to log on? We don't have a schedule yet. And so all schedules, again, will be available on Monday, on Monday at 10 a.m. The log on is according to the bell schedule. Every student must be seated and logged on by 7:54 a.m. That is the start of our day. Okay, it will start at 7:54 a.m. And so I know it's early. What we've asked students is that little device that you have, right, to talk and chat, please use it. Set your alarm and set your schedule on there. Every student is expected to attend class. We will take attendance every single day for 8 periods throughout the day. And so it's really important that you follow your schedule. What about 9th period? There is no 9th period, Giovanni, okay? So we will just really go through our day. Someone is asking about music, orchestra. if doing home instruction, how will it work? So all students, as far as your classes, all of your classes that you have signed up for, all classes will also be available via remote instruction. And so your teacher will log in and teach you remotely. So that's how that will work according to your schedule.
Can we just pin the other interpreter now? Suzanne has stepped out, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. You set?
Okay, you're all set?
Perfect, thank you.
You will, another question was, will we receive our class schedules in the mail? Yes, you will receive your class schedules in the mail the latest by Wednesday, because they will be placed in the mail Monday morning. However, if you sign up for the parent portal, you will be able to view your class schedule instantly. So I encourage everyone on this call to please go to freeportschools.org and sign up for the parent portal. How will I get class codes for Google Classroom? Check your emails. Our teachers will be returning on September 1st. And so between September 1st and September 3rd, all of you will be receiving your classroom codes. And so please check your email. The latest will be on September 2nd. The question is, will there be extracurricular activities like future problem solvers? So we're really doing our very best to ensure that we answer all of your questions and we hold school as normal as possible, right? We are working to see how the other clubs can be managed during that time. During the first 2 weeks of schools, you will be notified of which clubs will be picked up. Do we have to show our face the whole meeting? Yes. It's so important because you will be in a group with other students online, and to be able to build that community with the teachers, we encourage you to show your face the whole meeting. If there's any issue, please talk to your teacher. Will there be gym? Yes. Oh, you are asking fabulous questions. Thank you. And that's why you're 8th graders. Wonderful. We will have physical education. Physical education, the curriculum is shifting just a little bit to ensure that we abide by the CDC guidelines so that you remain safe and healthy throughout the school year. And so for most of your classes, you will be in one classroom. However, for physical education, for music classes, for family and consumer science and technology, you will be traveling to those special area classes during that time if you are in the building. If you are not in the building, you will just be remoting in with the teacher. How many kids will be in one class? The maximum, we have measured, look at this. It's a measuring tape. Okay, we have literally gone around and measured the space between from student to student, from chair, to ensure that we're again abiding by the CDC guidelines. And so we have about 14 to 15 students maximum in each classroom. Thank you so much, Donald, for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. We really love we love you guys. So we're really doing our best to ensure that you have the best education. Deborah asked, do we have to get tested before we go to school? According to CDC guidelines right now, you do not have to get tested unless your parents choose to test you before you come into school. It is not a New York State requirement for you to get tested prior to coming into school. However, as Dr. Ballard has shared before, if you're feeling any symptoms, please speak to your parents about it. Let them know. Don't ignore it, right? Let them know what's going on with you so that you and your families can remain healthy. Will the password for Google Meet change daily, or will it be the same code? Fantastic questions. We will absolutely work as hard as we can that for each of the classrooms that the same code is used. Okay, that's what we're encouraging our teachers to do. However, again, remain on Google Classroom so that you know when you need to get on Meet, because the code will be posted in Google Classroom. have the psychologist conferences in person have been changed slightly. And so again, great questions. We will be holding all of our parent meetings virtually, okay? For in-person, for students, however, who need to meet with our psychologists and who need to meet with our guidance counselors and who need to meet with us, we will be using a larger space for small group instruction, again, to adhere to the 6 feet social distancing policies that are in place. However, again, parents, we because of safety reasons, we would like to ensure to limit the visitors in the building. So we will schedule all of our meetings just like this through Zoom, through Google Meets, or through a phone call. So someone's asking about hand sanitizers. We will have sanitizing wipes all over the building. Certainly, if you would like to bring your own in your bag, that's perfectly fine. However, we will have all of those available to you in the building once you come in. Again, I know Dr. Ballard talked about it. You have to wear your mask, right? How do we wear our mask? We cover our nose and we cover our mouths. Now, there are different masks certainly that you can wear, but whatever you wear must cover your nose and your mouth for safety purposes. Oh, Ella asked, how many platforms will we have to use to check for and submit assignments? It was very confusing last year. Your primary way of submitting assignments will be Google Classroom. That will be the primary way. However, there are different portals that we use as well, right, Ella? And so you have Castle Learning that sometimes an assignment would be posted on there. You may have Read 180, Achieve 3000, all of these different programs. However, the primary way to submit assignments will be through Google Classroom. And that is if you're in person as well as if you are in remote instruction. Can classes be repeated again this year as well? We will not have you repeat the classes. However, you will be engaged in the classes. And what we're doing is we're ensuring that the curriculum is met. Okay, so that's what we're working on. We've worked with the teachers to adjust the curriculum so that if there's anything that you missed last year, because we know that last year you did not have the same schedule from March to June that you will have starting in September, we're working with teachers to ensure that the curriculum is met so that you're fully prepared for the high school. Lourdes asked, will the teachers send invitations to the classroom on the classroom page, or will they send the code via email? Excellent question. Check your emails. Between September 1st through September 3rd, check your emails. We promise that in your email, you will have all of your classroom codes. Will we have to print anything at home if we are fully online? No, you will not have to print anything at home if you're fully online. However, it may be easier for you to be able to, for some documents, for you to have access to printing, but that would be for you. Because you will not have direct connection with the teacher, everything that you have to submit will be submitted online. How will you do gym virtually? Physical education virtually will work similar to how it worked March through June. You will be asked to complete some assignments, and in the classroom virtually, I'm sure you'll be engaged in some activities, and so you will just need space for the teacher to be able to see you. Okay, I think we've answered many of these questions that were posed, and we're just so proud of you. We're proud of all of our students who are posing these excellent questions here. So thank you so much. If you have any further questions, please email us. You know our email address. So please email myself, email Dr. Ballard, email Mr. Porciello, and all of the amazing individuals who are on this call ready to assist you and answer your questions. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. Would like for everyone to share words of wisdom as we really get ready to tackle uncertain times, but we do it with grace. We do it with strength, and we know that by working together, because we are a family, we can accomplish anything and everything.
Just want to remind all students and parents, please, please, please go to the Freeport Public Schools website for a lot of additional information, but more importantly, to sign up for our parent portal feature that we have. For parents who have multiple children in the district, once you sign up for one, you will have access to all of the information for all of your children through the district. So that's really important to note as well. There is a form again on the portal page for you to fill out, and you should have access within 24 to 48 hours once that form has been filled out. If you have any trouble at all getting on or accessing, please make sure that you reach out to one of us and we will help try to expedite. And again, all schedules will be on the parent portal on Monday at 10 a.m.
We have another question that came in about Junior Honor Society. Please, 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 no, students, work hard, work hard. Your grades matter. So everything that we were able to accomplish last year, we would like to accomplish this year. So please, from the very first day of school, give 100%. Do your absolute best so that you can qualify for Junior Honor Society.
Ms. Lagani, there was one other question that came up that I think is important regarding personal devices. You can use your personal devices, whether you have a desktop or a different laptop, but in order to sign on to the Google platforms that we are using to school, you must log on using the .com information that Freeport Public Schools provided you with. So again, you can use an iPad or a tablet or your own desktop, but when logging on to the Google platform, you must log on using your Freeport Public Schools information in order to access everything appropriately.
Thank you so much. Any other thoughts you'd like to share?
Like Ms. Lagani said, just keep working, work hard, pedal to the metal. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. We're gonna work hard together. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna graduate you as 8th graders, get you prepared for Freeport High School, college, and beyond. So just because some of you might not be in the building every single day, school is still school, and we are here for you. We are here to help you get through this time, and we are here to help educate you as best as we possibly can. So any questions, comments, concerns, you can always reach out to us, and please let us know how we can further assist you in making this, you know, the best school year you've ever been through. Good luck, guys, and looking forward to seeing all of you, whether virtually or in person.
That's right. So enjoy your days of summer, because guess what? School starts on September 4th. So see you then. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.